we're going to talk about something that I'm actually really surprised is even a video worth making. So when I tell people I collect GPUs, people are crazy, or people think I'm crazy. Not the people that are like not techies who don't even know what a GPU is. Like people that are actually techies that know what a GPU is, seem to find this to be a particularly odd hobby slash item to collect, which very, very much surprises me. So for 20 years now, at least, GPUs, like literally, these things are the engine that drives the games that we play, those moments that we have. So for me, collecting the GPUs is a few different things. So I've been building gaming computers for a very long time, probably longer than a lot of you guys think. So I've been building gaming computers since on a semi-professional level, like as in building them to make money. I have made money on gaming computers. Profit. I have made profit on gaming computers since about 2006. I've been selling computers since before then, but really selling gaming computers, not just, computers for random people. I'd say about 2006. Back then, people were getting into the whole World of Warcraft thing. I was not into gaming back then. To me, computers, gaming was nothing more than at least when I first started, it was nothing more than a way to make money. Then I saw Crysis in 2007. I had a friend who had a lot more money than me, and occasionally he let me play around with some of his hardware, and I was I was hooked at that point. So to me, these things are a relic, basically, of that, not just that period of my life, but these are like a relic of all the different ages of gaming we've gone through. Starting for me, that really started, and a lot of you, I'm sure some of you, it probably started a lot earlier. But for me, that started in 2007 with Crysis. And that would have been, for those of you who want to know hardware, that would have been the legendary NVIDIA 8800 GTS. So the first run were they had, did they have a GT? I don't think they originally had a GT. They had the GTS so GTS 320 or 640. You really wanted the 640s. I think mine were the 320s. I couldn't afford the 640s. But they offered the 320 megabyte and the 640 megabyte. And then they had a monster that was 768 megabytes. Kind of weird, but its memory capacity was different back then. And that was the 8800 GTX. Then at some point, I don't know at what point they released the 8800 Ultra, which was a derivative of, kind of like how the TI today is usually a derivative of the high-end card. The Ultra was a derivative of the GTX card. It was a 768 megabyte. I'm guessing it was overclocked. Something. I don't remember, but those are actually kind of hard to find today. I will probably acquire a pair of them eventually. Definitely, if this channel starts generating appreciable sums of money, those will be on the purchase list, as will the proper period-specific hardware to run SLI, which will probably be probably an EVGA 780i SLI based motherboard if I can get my hands on one. Then they had the second release, which was something called G92, for those of you that remember. And that was what a lot of people really were able to start affording to be able to run Crysis. So then after Crysis, you had Far Cry. Far Cry was before Crysis. It was before and it was after. You had Far Cry. You had, mainly it was Crysis and Far Cry for me. I played a game called Supreme Commander back then. That one actually took a decent sum of power to run at the time. By today's standards, it's nothing, but it was an RTS game. I tried to get into, I think, maybe Knights of the Old Republic, but I think my computer couldn't really handle it. I think I tried to get into, I kind of got into the Halo original, and then I tried Halo 2 for PC, and it crumbled. I think, if I remember right, Halo 2 for PC was always a garbage experience, at least until the re-release, the Master Chief Collection. I messed around with it a little bit. I definitely didn't like it as much as Combat Evolved or whatever they called it. But and then Crysis 2 in 2011. I didn't play a lot in between. Obviously, I did Crysis 3 in 2013. And then I really didn't, I think probably the next game I got into was the games that came out in 2016 generation. So, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I was big on. Uh, um, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I liked. Yeah, I think Advanced Warfare was 2014, but I didn't get into it until 16 or 17. And then Infinite Warfare I got into when it came out. And then, what was the other one? Yeah, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. I think I got into Titanfall 2 a little while after its release, maybe a year after release, somewhere thereabouts. I got into Assassin's Creed Origins a little bit later, like 2017, I think. That was the game that really got me back into gaming. But these GPUs are like these are to us, I don't know. These are the engine, the engine that drove all of that. So to me, collecting these things is a no-brainer. And I'm really surprised that there aren't a lot more. I mean, when you talk about the number of people that collect Pokemon cards, those anime characters, people that build those Asus, whatever the heck that anime is that people watch. I'm not big into anime. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I got the waifu card because it was collectible and it looked cool, but I'm not actually into anime. What do they call it? Evangelion. I think that's what they call it. The Asus Evangelion stuff. Like, with how much people are into that and they're into like game lore and stuff, I'm really surprised that people aren't a lot more into collecting these, because without these, that didn't happen. None of that happened without this. Even the consoles, they didn't have this. They didn't have, slotted PCIe, monster video cards like this. Oh, say hi to my vanilla GTX 580. This is your standard 580. I forgot to introduce my little buddy here. I'm pretty sure this one works. I think I bought it from a guy on eBay, and I think I never tested it. I have a bunch of cards that some of probably 75-80% of them work that I never tested. I got a box with a pair of 8800 GT G92s in it that I still sealed in the box, never even opened it. I don't have time. But without these, and again, as I said, even for those of you that were into consoles, your console has a GPU in it. It's probably, I think how it works is probably more similar to a laptop GPU where it's just on the board, but it's a GPU. It's a dedicated GPU, and that's what makes the party happen. So I'm really surprised more people don't collect these. Maybe it'll be something that grows in coming years, and maybe it's a really good time, a really good thing that I'm acquiring them now, which is kind of my goal, is to get them now, because I think some of these GPUs are going to become unobtainium, especially really, really, really iconic cards. Like the 8800 GTX, for example, is obtainable today. I need to order a pair. They can be had for 55, 60 bucks. But the 8800 Ultra, for what it is, it's almost unobtainium. They're like $250, which is a lot of, that's enough money to buy. I mean, I have bought 3080s for $250. So that's too expensive for somebody who isn't a collector to justify buying one. If you're not a collector, there's no justification to buy a historic card at $250 that, hell, I don't think you could even make it run in a modern motherboard. I bet it wouldn't work in anything newer than like a 3rd gen i7 or something. I could be wrong, but it wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, I wanted you guys to see why I do this. So thanks for watching.